dear people of God, today the Holy Mother Church invites us to reflect on the Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 12, verses 13 to 17, whereby the religious leader tried to trap Jesus of Nazareth with a political question. They asked, "Is it lawful to pay taxes to Caesar or not?" If he say yes, the risk offending oppressed the Jews. If he say no, he could be accused of rebellion against Caesar, Augustine, and Rome. He asks for a coin and says, "Whose image or inscription is it?" They answer, "Caesar's." Then he responds, "Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar, and to God the things that are God's." So, my dear people of God, Jesus teaches us that believers live with due responsibility, earthly and spiritual. Governments, law, and civil duty are legitimate place. Paying taxes, respecting authority, and contributing to the society are not necessarily opposed to faith. Yes, yet Jesus immediately balanced this by saying that what belongs to God must also be given to God. The coin bore Caesar's image, so it could be returned to Caesar. But human beings bear God's image. My dear people of God, we are made in the image of God, so we bear the image of God. Our life, our hearts and character, worship and obedience belong ultimately to God. The deeper question is not merely about money or taxes, but about allegiance. This passage also warns us that hypocrisy. The religious leader approached Jesus with a trick question, but their intention were dishonest. Jesus saw that beyond appearance into their hearts. It reminds us that God is not impressed by our outwards looking. He desires sincerity, truth within us. Many times we try to cover up. We try to look good on our appearance, but deep down our hearts, we are full of greedy, jealousy. So Jesus is calling us to inherit that truth within us. So the powerful lesson we are learning in this is the wisdom in conviction. Jesus did not allow himself to be trapped into a shallow political argument, but instead, he lifted the conversation to a higher spiritual level. In a world full of division, competing of loyalty, Christians are responsible. Christians are called to respond with wisdom, discernment, and integrity, rather than reactional thinking. So this passage invites us, my dear people of God, to ask ourselves, am I giving God only leftovers, or am I truly giving him my whole life? Do my public action or private faith align? How can I live responsible in a society while remaining faithful to God's kingdom? What image is reflected in my life? The world's value or God's character? So Jesus reminds us that while we may carry citizenship in an earthly nation, our deepest identity belongs to God. Earthly systems are temporal, but God's claim our lives in eternal. The challenge is to live faithful in a world without losing our devotion to the one whose image we bear. May Jesus Christ be praised now and forever. Amen.